Hello, my dear aspirants. Welcome to Clarity for SEO. Today, in this session, we will discuss an important article, an important notification that has been announced by RBI regarding the prepayment charges on loans. Actually, so this is the name of the direction that is being announced by RBI. All right, and the effective date, it will be effective from 1st of January 2026. So till then, whatever it is going on as of now, that will continue, and after 1st of January, whatever circular, whatever guidelines RBI has provided, it will be repealed, right? And this direction will be applicable over all the regulated entities. So we can see here this circular was published on 2nd of July 2025, and you can see here RBI bars the prepayment penalty on floating rate. Just remember this keyword, that RBI actually bars this prepayment penalty on floating rate, not on fixed rate, rather on floating rate for micro small business loans. Okay, in order to provide these industries, micro small entities, in order to provide them more avenues to look after those lenders which are offering them at lower interest rate. All right. So RBI is actually opening avenues for those micro small enterprises. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide regarding this direction only. RBI has introduced this prepayment charges on loan direction 2025 to ensure the availability of easy and affordable finance for which entities? Micro and small enterprises. Okay. In order to ensure easy and affordable financing for micro and small enterprises, uh, it will be RBI's supervisory reviews revealed inconsistent practices, okay, among the regulated entities against the micro and small. Therefore, this direction has been, therefore, RBI came up with this direction. All right. What they are doing, that some irregulated entities were found to include restrictive clauses in loan agreements that discourage the borrowers from micro and small enterprises to switch to those lenders who are offering them lower interest. Okay, so such type of violative things are being carried out by various regulated entities. Therefore, RBI came up with this direction. All right. Now, which are the acts which are going to amend through this direction? The directions are issued under the powers conferred by the Section 21, 35A, 56 of Banking Regulation Act 1945, Section 45J, 45L, 45, you can say Section 45 of RBI Act. This you can remember of RBI Act of 1934 and the Section 30 of National Housing Bank Act of 1987. All right. So these three sections are going to get affected. Under these sections only, it will become applicable, right, over the regulated entities. Now, the effective date, as we have discussed, on and after 1st of January 2026. This will be the effective date from where this direction will get came into effect, right? Applicable to whom it is applicable? See, it will be applicable to all the commercial banks, excluding the payment banks. This exclusion is always important. So remember that all commercial banks, excluding the payment banks, cooperative banks, non-financial non-banking financial companies, and all India financial institutions, AIFIs. We have five AIFIs. So it will be applicable on all the five AIFIs, NBFCs, cooperative banks, and all the scheduled commercial banks except the payment banks. All right. Now, mandatory conditions for floating rate loans. What are the mandatory conditions for the floating rate loans? Loans for non-business purpose. See, very important. Although it seems little bit bulky, but if you revise 1 to 3 times now, it will be easier for you in order to recall during the examination time. Loans for non-business purposes. For all the floating rate loans. Floating rate loans means where the interest rate is not fixed, rather it is determined upon the market conditions. Okay, so they are floating in nature, guaranteed to individuals for the purpose other than businesses. For the purpose other means for non-business activities, for non-business, with or without the co-obligants, no prepayment charges shall be levied. For non-business purposes, no prepayment charges shall be levied. Loans for business purpose to individual or MSMEs. micro and small enterprises. For all the floating rate loans extended for business purposes to individual or MSEs, right, with or without the co-obligants, there will be no prepayment charge that will be levied by commercial banks, excluding the small finance bank, regional rural banks, local area banks, then tier 4 banks, urban corporate primary urban tier 4 or urban cooperative banks, NBFC upper layers, those which lie in the upper layer, and all India financial institutions. Okay. Then for small finance bank, what would be the condition? Small finance bank, regional rural banks, tier 3 urban cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, central cooperative banks, and NBFC middle layers shall not levy the prepayment charges on loan with a sanction amount or limit up to 50 lakhs. So 50 lakhs is restricted for such type of entities. However, for these entities, there will be no capping, right? There will be no capping. So 50 lakhs for these entities like small finance banks, regional rural banks, tier 3 primary urban cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, central cooperative banks, then NBFC middle layer bank. They shall not levy prepayment charges on loans with having sanction amount within 50 lakhs. All right. Now, these are the mandatory conditions for floating rate loans. And for the non-business purposes, there will be no prepayment charges that will be levied. All right. Now, coming to the next point, additional provisions for floating rate loans. What are the additional provisions highlighted in the direction? The direction is specified above shall apply irrespective of source of fund used for prepayment, whether the prepayment is partial or fully. Okay, whether the prepayment is partial. There will be no minimum lock-in period. No minimum lock-in period for availing the benefit of zero prepayment charges. No minimum lock-in period. ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ time के लिए आपको invest करना, then only you will enjoy this zero prepayment charge facilities. There will be no minimum lock-in period. However, the loans which are dual in nature, means combining both the properties, like fixed bhi hai usme floating bhi hai. In some part of the loans are decided through fixed interest rate and some part are decided through floating rate interest rate. For that loans, the direction shall apply if the loan is under the floating rate only, not for the fixed one. Okay, this direction is for floating interest rate only, right? Other cases, in cases not covered under the mandatory condition, prepayment charges shall be as per the approved policy of regulator. जहां पे ये applicable नहीं है, वहां पे it will be applicable as per the approved policies of regulated entities. जो regulated entities का policies, approved policies, that will be applicable for term loans. है ना? Any prepayment charges must be based on amount being prepaid. For term loans, it will be decided upon the amount that is being prepaid. For cash credit and overdraft facilities, prepayment charges for closure before the due date shall be levied only on an amount not exceeding the sanction limit decided by regulated entities. All right. Now, cash credit and overdraft, no prepayment charges shall apply if the borrower informs the regulated entity in advance of the intention not to renew the facility. Then, no prepayment charges will be applied. All right. So, these are some of the conditions given in the direction itself. So you should keep in mind, because RBI can ask, okay, in multiple statement based question in your phase 1 or in phase 2 as well. All right. Now coming to the next part of this direction, prepayment at lender's instances. If prepayment occurs at an instance of regulated entity, no prepayment charge shall be imposed. At the instance of regulated, then no prepayment charges shall be imposed. Disclosure requirement. All the regulated entities need to disclose the sanction letter, the loan agreement, the key fact statements, which consist of everything regarding the prepayment charges or not, right? So they need to disclose it. If it will not be disclosed, then it cannot be levied later on from the one who is availing the loan, right? No retrospective charges. No regulated entity shall impose any retrospective charges or fee at the time of prepayment that were previously waived off by the lender. Okay. So backdating say you cannot charge any sort of fees at the time of prepayment if it is waived off by the lender itself. Right. Now, so these are the directions. Just remember these key 11 points regarding these directions. Else, you can also visit the RBI website in order to read it detail. But the crux we have already provided in this slide on. Right now, then two questions I have provided you as a brain teaser. So I want each and everyone to answer the correct answer of these two questions. The first one is which of the following regulator is allowed to levy prepayment charges on 70 lakhs floating rate business loans guaranteed on MSME on or after 1st of January 26. You need to answer from here. All right. And the second question, as per the RBI's prepayment charges on loan direction 2025, which of the following categories of loans are explicitly exempted from the prepayment penalties? That also you need to answer from the given options. All right. So that's all for today, my dear students. And at last, if you have any question, then you can regarding this slide or regarding our courses with respect to RBI or other courses we are providing at C4S platform, then you can contact us at this contact number. All right. And in this course, we are providing you the complete mentorship and test series program covering each and every part of your syllabus through video lectures supplemented by PDF materials. All right. Then we are providing you mock tests, full length mock test for phase 1 as well as phase 2 with proper evaluation and feedback in the phase 2. And then we are providing you weekly current affairs analysis sessions. Okay, where we used to discuss that which type of article, which type of news you can use in your phase 2 examination while attempting the descriptive answers in order to get a value addition in your marks. All right. So that's all for today, my dear students. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon.